Hello, this is Drake Kellis once again. Sorry about not being able to get any videos in. It's been a hectic, crazy insanity. Trust me, you don't want to know what's been going on. Anyways, today, instead of doing PQs on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, I'm gonna show you where all the teachers are. Tell you what part of the story you need in order for them to show up. Memory. And if there's any special requirements you need to complete, I'll give you that information as well. So, first on our list is Jocko, because it's right here. Now, Jocko's gonna be here once you complete the Resurrection F arc. And Jocko will be here. Easy to find. Next on our list is Raditz. Now, Raditz doesn't show up until after you beat the Saiyan Saga, the Earth timeline. Don't ask why that should work that way. Frankly, I thought it would happen after you beat Raditz in the first part of the story. Well, that didn't happen, so. Next on our list is Nappa, which is right over here. And like Raditz, Nappa will show after you complete the Earth story. So yeah, Nappa will be here. Here's Piccolo. Now, I believe Piccolo will show up probably after the Earth timeline, but maybe before that. Don't quote me on that one. I know for a fact he'll show up after the Earth time period. But anyways, moving on. Our next contender is Yamcha. Earth timeline. Yeah, you can find him here. Now, you may be wondering, why am I going up into the sky? Well, the answer's quite simple, actually. Up here, after you complete the Boo Saga, is where you're gonna find Broly to fight, and you have to fight him. Trust me, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, what am I saying? Of course it's gonna be easy. You get to use your own movesets. Anyways, yeah, you fight Broly up here. Once you beat him, he'll be a teacher. I'll show you where to find him as a teacher after you beat him. Okay, next on the list is Hit, which will be found here. This is a DLC teacher, so you have to have the DLC. Keep that in mind. Which DLC? Oh, look it up. Alright, next on our list is Vegeta, the Prince of Nothing, which will be found here after the Saiyan Saga, the Earth timeline, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Lord Slug's over here, and he'll show up after you completely eradicate him and Turles. That's before the Frieza Saga. I believe it's after the Ginyu Force Saga. Or maybe it's in the Ginyu Force Saga. In either case, it's when you kill him. And I mean that literally. Next on our list is Gohan Future. Now, Gohan Future is one of the 2 teachers you can unlock after you deal with the time eggs. You have to get all the time eggs, then do the last 2 missions that the Supreme Cut of Time, aka Corona, gives you, which that will happen. For your first character, anyways. Characters after that don't have to deal with that crap. Okay, next on our list. Let's see, where are you? Ah, there you are. What up? I'm gonna just pick this up. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Okay. Tien! After the Earth timeline. You'll find them here. Okay. Now, I'm not absolutely positive. I mean, here's Turles, but I'm not exactly sure when he shows up. I was sure he would show up at the same time as Slug, but apparently that's not the case. Weird, right? So if you know exactly when Turles shows up, leave a comment down below. Because, frankly, I really don't know. I'm gonna say probably after the Boost Saga. But don't quote me on that because I'm not certain on that. Next! I did mention about Brawley before, didn't I? Yes, I did. So, I told you where you had to go to fight Brawley. Well, here's where you're going to find Brawley, which he will teach you. Remember, it's after the Boo Saga. Now, Cell Saga. This is where you're gonna find Cell after you beat the Cell Saga. Alright, over here is Dodoria. Now, like Brawley, Dodoria is you're gonna have to fight. Now, Dodoria is found here. But, Dodoria is going to be standing here after you beat the Namex story. And you have to fight him. Beat him, he'll be over there, and he could be your teacher. Zorba, after the Namex timeline, you'll find him here. Captain Ginyu is after the Ginyu story, and will be found here. Frieza and Cooler will show up here, and here, after you beat the Frieza arc. So, next on our list. Zamasu, a DLC. I believe this one's the free DLC. I'm almost absolutely sure on that, but not exactly 100% positive. Well, this is where you find Zamasu. And like you can see here, the only way to reach him is by flying, so you have to beat the Frieza arc to reach him. Though he will be here. You'll definitely be able to see him before that, but you won't be able to get here until you fly. I would recommend you get really high leveled before trying this guy out. He's different from all the rest of the teachers. Trust me, it's a pain in the behind. Next is Bojack, which is even a worse pain in the behind, which is almost as big of a pain behind as Zamasu. Bojack will be here. He's also a DLC. There's also requirements. You need certain clothing before he will train you. You need Bidoo's, Bojins. I think it's Bidoo and Bojins clothing you need. And then later, for his final test, you need exactly what he's wearing. His own clothing. They can be found in the TP shop. So have fun with that. So who's next on my list? Ooh, an item. I know. Hercule. Which you will find here, after the Boo Saga. However, you will find him standing here after the Cell Saga. And you will have to deal with him here, which is basically applauding him. Pretty sure. And he'll give you an emote, but you have to do that in order for him to be over there as a teacher. Yeah. Greatest things ever. Okay, here's Majin Buu. After the Buu Saga. This is where you'll find Majin Buu. Now, it's either after the Future or Cell arc. One of those two. Or Android 18 will show up. Right here. Let's see, who is... Oh, right. Speaking of androids, there's another android you can be, that can be your teacher. Android 16. I believe he's, DLC. I believe he's part of the Master Pack. And this is where you'll find him. After the Android Saga. Probably. Yeah, definitely. Who's next on my little list? Up here, under the Buu Saga. Go Tanks! That little whippersnapper. Okay. Now you see God of Destruction Beerus here. Oh yeah, he'll show up here. On top of the school. After you... I believe it's after you fight Whis. In that little break between the Resurrection F and the final story. Okay, now, down here is Krillin. Now he'll show up right after you complete the first part. Yeah, so that's where you'll find Krillin. Gohan and Videl. This is where you're gonna find them. I'm gonna show you where you need to go in order for them to show up. But it has to be after the Buu Saga. They won't show up before the Buu Saga, though. Trust me. So don't try it. So, this is Pan. Now, she's my instructor. My teacher. All teachers that you say, be my instructor, will be here. Now, I'm going to show you where you can find Pan. Which is probably after Resurrection F. When she'll show up. Which will be right in front of this building. Probably exactly where I'm standing or somewhere near. But yes, right here. In this general area. This is where you'll find Pan. After the Saiyan arc, you have Gohan Kid, which can be found here. Here's Goku, which will only show up after you beat the entire story. This does not include the time eggs. That only applies to 2. Ooh, an item. Here we have Whis. Now, I'm not sure if he's a DLC character. He may be. He may not be. But this is where you'll find Whis, probably about the same time Beerus, or after... Or he'll show up at the same time as Goku. One of those two. Also, if you want Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Transformation, you need a level 90 character, and Whis' friendship maxed out. Then you talk to him, he'll give it to you. Next on our list... Ooh, an item. Is the is Bardock. Like Gohan Future, Bardock will only show up after you deal with the mission with the time eggs. And this is where you'll find Bardock. Okay. That should be all the teachers. Yeah, that's all the teachers. Now, show you what you have to do in order for Gohan and Videl to show up. Reading this way faster. Here we go. This one. You have to go in here to Hercule's house. You see these three? You have to complete all of their missions before Gohan and Videl shows up where I showed you. And that's all the teachers. So, this was a nice find the teachers and give you information about what you need to do for the teachers. So yeah, that's basically what this is. This is Drake Kellis. Burning out.